we back. You know what it is. It is Friday afternoon or evening or even morning. It doesn't matter because you are here with us today on this. I want to say I'm looking out my window. I'm not sure what it's like for y'all where you guys are at, but right now we got a wicked snowstorm happening. And to give you a heads up, 2 days ago, 48 hours ago, you could wear a t-shirt and shorts. You could have wore a t-shirt and shorts. Shout out to all the white guys out there wearing Birkenstocks during the winter. I know you guys do it. They're normally hockey players. Welcome to the pop-off. Enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. And we are going to have another fantastic show here. My name is Nigel Downer, but you know what? I cannot do this by myself. I got a whole slew of fantastic fan boys and fan girl right here with me. Let's start off going around the horn. Gene, what's up, my guy?
I am ecstatic today because I'm loving some of the moves that's going on. Free agency has been just like,
hold it.
I will. But I do. Can I give a shout out though? Let's give a shout out to Nas, who dropped another album yesterday.
Facts.
I don't know if you've heard it yet, bro, but
I haven't heard
it. It's hold on, it's in my notes because I gotta tell people about this Nas album. I didn't even know it was coming out. It's called Nas Feature Presentation 2025. It's got Raekwon on it, Ghostface on it, De La Soul on it. It's got all the old school guys, bro. Slick Rick is there. It is Big L is there. He's so old he's not even here anymore. It is absolute. It's absolute fire, bro. Also, shout out to Joyner Lucas dropped GTA 6, which is fantastic as well. So, just a little music news that I'm excited about.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And as I said before, going around the horn now, not only is he Batman, but he is the epitome of the Jets fandom. It is my guy, the James Woody. Mr. Woody, how are you, dude?
All I'm missing is the clown nose. But I can't lie, this hat is comfortable. So I'm rocking this team that continues to make me upset. But it is what it is. Ready to rock with my friends.
There it is. Appreciate you. And last but certainly not least, the newest member of the Fearsome Sports Foursome, Giovanna. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing so good. Good Friday. You know, Nigel, you mentioned your weather. That's just Texas weather in a week. So I feel bad for you, but I also can relate to you because that is very similar. Fun fact, Raekwon and I are pretty tight. You know, I got his number.
You know Raekwon the chef?
What?
No, you don't.
Yeah, he lives in Prosper, Texas.
He moved from Shaolin to Texas?
Yeah, he lives in Texas.
Can you tell me I said hello?
Maybe.
Okay. We will get
I can't tell if she's strolling me or not.
I love it. Whatever it is, I think it's fantastic. Hey, you know what? We got more of this up today. We got tons of sports to talk about. A lot of it is NFL based, so stick with us. We're going to get through it. It's super fun. If you have anything to add or just something to say, jump in the chats, man. Jump in the comments because we love when we have participants in there because there's a lot to cover and we don't want to miss a dang thing. Now, a whole week has gone by. A lot has transpired. I want to go to you, Woody, first because I want to make sure that you're taken care of, that we show you a little love. How was UFC 7,042 on the weekend? Give us a very brief, my guy, update. How was it, my dude?
I appreciate this. I was not expecting this. So I appreciate the shout out. I thought it was really good. The main event, there were complaints, but it was so funny. Someone who, he just started watching UFC this year when it came to Paramount said it's like a defensive football game. You know, everybody wants points, but there are two sides of the game. Like defensive games can be entertaining too, with the strategy involved and everything that's going on. And that's how this fight was. Everyone wants, explosive punches and kicks, but this was more strategical. So, or strategic. I think I added an extra syllable there, but I had a great time.
Nice. Good. Okay, good.
Max Holloway fight was crazy.
Oh, you saw it too?
Max Holloway fight was crazy.
There you go. Love it. If you watch the fight, let us know. Will I come back to you? Probably not, but thanks for letting us know. All right. moving on. Once again, I would be remiss if I didn't let you guys know that this show, The Pop Off, is the one that started it all. Now we have a whole network of shows. The Pop Off Sports Network. Please make sure to like, subscribe, do all the things. Don't forget to share. There's a multitude of shows covering all facets of sports. So don't forget to jump in there. We got everything. All of your needs are covered. So if you want to watch some local stuff, you want to watch some homegrown stuff, make sure to tune in to the Pop Sports Network. Of course, this is the Pop Off. Let's chime in. We're talking about the NFL.
Real quick, I do want to say this. I shout out to everybody that tried to get those Magic tickets yesterday. We had a nice little boost on our Twitter. I think we got like 50 new friends on Twitter. We're going to be doing another one for this is going to be a good game, man. It's going to be Magic Pistons on April 6th. So we'll announce it like in a week or so, and how you can enter the contest to get those Magic Pistons tickets. Nice, they're lower level, man. They're good seats. So, but shout out to everyone that joined up before. We're going to have another one in a week or two. We'll announce it, and good luck to whoever partakes in that one.
Boom. There you go. Don't forget it. Now, let's jump right back in. Free agency has happened, and things went off. Things went wild for a bit. So let's jump into that pool once again. We talked about it last week. Let's just stay in there. Which NFL free agent is in the best fit right now? Which NFL free agent is in the best fit? Gene, we'll start with you.
It's got to be Kenneth Walker, right? I mean, he's going to a team where that was one of the things that was a glaring need last year. There was a lot of talk about them going after Breece Hall or some of these other guys. Glaring need. They lost Pacheco. I don't think there's a better marriage in this season of free agency, as far as I'm concerned. They got the Super Bowl MVP. They're bringing in the high quality back. I'm really it's gonna change that offense even more because now they have a guy they can rely on in that backfield. It could be a dangerous situation as long as they figure out some wide receiver issues. But now they have a back that they can go to war with for the next few seasons. That Kenneth Walker situation to me is an amazing fit.
Giovanna.
I really liked Mike Evans going to the 49ers. I thought that was, I think everyone thought he was going to retire and be Bucks for life. And I'm sorry, Gene, I know you're now a new Bucks fan, but adding Mike Evans, the 49ers wide receiver room, we haven't really seen yet because Ricky Pearsall with all his crazy story and what we've been dealing with him. I think that this was a great move for Mike and for the 49ers, and I'm excited to see him play and wear that, like, what is it, maroon and gold next season? Would you say that was? Did you say it's maroon?
It's not a maroon. It's more like a is it scarlet?
Like a crimson?
Oh,
crimson?
It was more like a scarlet.
Yeah. I think maroon and crimson.
Maroon's more like Washington. Maroon's closer to burgundy.
Fair.
Yeah. Nice.
I think it's
we're gonna get our Pantone straight here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you wait. And again, James Woody, what do you think? Best fit?
I guess I don't know shit about colors. I was out here nodding with maroon, but I guess not. My pick was Isaiah Likely. We knew he was going to get paid. We knew he was looking to break out and be TE1, and he actually just followed his old coach to the Giants. And Jackson Dart, when I saw him play, he was like allergic to looking outside the numbers. He made a fantasy star of Theo Johnson. And I don't think anybody wants to really rely on Theo Johnson week to week. So I think Isaiah Likely is likely to have a big season for the New York Jets this year or, for the next 3 years. He's young, uber athletic. And again, that's where Dart's eyes are at all times. If anything, I think Neighbors might not reach the expectations we have for him because I just think Dart's natural instinct is looking in that middle of the field, and likely he's about to eat. I think this is a perfect fit for him.
Sweet, I love it. Do you guys collectively have any honorable mentions? Because I love that we were very concise with that. Is there any honorable mentions?
Well, I think Wan'Dale Robinson going to the Titans is fantastic too. I think we're going to get to see him kind of blossom a little more. I think they're getting him right in their prime. So I love that Wan'Dale Robinson moved to Tennessee.
Didn't the Giants pick up Calvin Austin too? Was that
they
yesterday?
actually? They just picked him up yesterday. So
that was interesting to me. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I was kind of mad. The whole Maxx Crosby situation was a hot mess in itself, right? I mean, like, what the heck?
Did you see the guy that got the giant? Did you see the guy that got the giant back tattoo of Maxx Crosby in a Ravens uniform?
No,
I did not.
Get out of here.
It's viral. I'm telling you right now. Just Google photo of guy with the Maxx Crosby Ravens back tattoo. It's his whole back. Maxx Crosby, the whole body. Maxx Crosby in a Ravens jersey. He's got the Ravens stuff all over it. I'm telling you right now. This guy jumped.
I don't feel bad because the ink wasn't on the paper yet, my guy. Like
nothing counted until Wednesday for real, because that's when everybody was finally able to actually sign.
That's your fault. That's your
Wow,
fault.
man. I mean, that's the guy who's in the comments. Like, you post a cool pic, and he's the one that just writes first. He doesn't put anything. He just puts first, and that's it. You know what I mean? There's no like or he's just like first. That's that guy. So now you're last, my guy. Like, now you gotta take a long time to get that thing cleaned up. Is what you got to do. Good luck with that.
Rough pumpkins.
Pumpkins?
Yeah, rough pumpkins. Sticky wickets.
Okay.
You've been in Florida too long. Okay. Now, hey, who got overpaid? Can we talk about that? Because obviously we've talked about the free agency, so we've talked about our favorites. Talked about, like, I don't know if there's any surprises, unless anybody has any surprises there. Gene, go ahead.
I have two surprises, and they both affect the teams that I follow. On a sad note, and on a surprising, like on a bad note for me, and I'll say Giovanna just brought it up. I'm completely surprised that Mike Evans did leave the Bucs. I thought he was going to, like she said before, I thought he was going to be a Buck for life. I was so surprised that he decided to go across the country to San Francisco. I know that they said the Bills were in the mix too. So I think that would have been like a double bang, because he would have been against my other team. That
would have been
crazy. Before you go any further with that.
Yeah.
For me, the thing with Mike Evans, and there's no pushback, there's no shade, there's nothing. It's just like, because he was injured for so long and he was just like kind of peppered in throughout, it didn't feel, this wasn't necessarily a surprise to me. It didn't feel,
to me, that's what made it feel like even more he should stay. Like, he didn't really get to really play a complete season last year.
Totally, man. I hear you. But I'm saying, like now he's bouncing to another team. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Because we haven't seen him in that, that creamsicle jersey in a while, so it's fine. Anyways,
he's with an overrated quarterback now, Brock Purdy, so we'll see how that goes. But
my gosh.
Oh, Giovanni, you have no idea. Giovanni,
he is wildly overrated though. He is.
He's wildly overrated. Me and Woody, we agree on most things. This is just another one. But I will say, here's one that I'm sure me and Woody will definitely agree on. Nahshon Wright to the Jets for only $5.5 million. Did somebody have like some compromising photos of him? Was he in the Epstein files? I don't know, but how did they get this man for $5.5 million? A Pro Bowl corner, led the league in picks, and they got him for a 1-year deal for $5.5 million. As people have been saying all week, Moogie's been cooking, right? That to me is a crazy signing, to be able to get that quality of a player for that type of a contract. So that was a huge surprise. When I saw that come across, I thought it was like a troll account putting that up, and I couldn't believe it was real. Is he the best corner in the league? No, but he's obviously a Pro Bowler. He's obviously led the league in picks. He can surprised that they were able to get him on the deal that they got him on. So that was a great pickup. But that's my two surprises.
There you go. Who got overpaid then? He got underpaid.
Oh, Jalen Phillips.
How much?
4 years, 120, 80 guaranteed. The guy's been hurt like the majority of his career. I know the Panthers just really trying to put big, some big moves on their defense. They brought in Devin Lloyd, which was a huge signing. I said that last week. I thought he was going to be an interesting piece on somebody's defense. But Jalen Phillips,
definitely
4 years, 120, 80 guaranteed was crazy. And there's also I can't think of the guy's name. The third string tight end on Baltimore got like a $24 million contract with like 18 guaranteed in from the Chargers. I thought that was it Kohler. I think Charlie Kohler. that was a little bit of an overpay, but maybe they see something. But with Phillips, you're paying a whole lot of money for a whole lot of possibility. So we'll see how that works out. But that's my overpay.
Well, listen, you said a whole lot of possibility. I mean, the Panthers made it to the playoffs last year. They were 8-9. They're first in the NFC South. I mean, yeah, like
it's the NFC South. I mean, that's right. It's like
there's no competition in there.
Yeah, and that's my point. Is like this team is going to do whatever they can do to make it look on paper that they're making advances and doing the thing. Who knows where they're going to go next year? It's that whole division was 8-9. Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta. New Orleans came in at 6-11. It's kind of brutal. Anybody else?
Woody, you can go first.
I have two answers. And the funny part about both these answers is that they play for the same team. So I guess that tells you what I think about this team this year. Anytime you give Daniel Jones $50 million, something has gone horribly wrong. I understand that they were, successful. He did look good. Like I'm not, here to, he did look good, but then he started looking like Daniel Jones, and then he, whether you want to say it's fortunate or unfortunate, you can make the argument that it was fortunate that he got injured because now he can hide behind that, like, oh damn, I tore my Achilles, and that's probably what he was saying in the negotiation room to just bamboozle this organization into giving him $50 million. That's how I read it when I saw the post. I had the Chris Tucker voice, $50 million. And then Alec Pierce. I think I went on record. I could have said it last week. He is the belle of the ball. And I wasn't even sure if he was better than Wan'Dale Robinson, who Gene brought up. I also thought that was a great fit for Tennessee. I'm not 100% sure that he's better than Romeo Doubs, who went to the Patriots for a lot less money, but $29 million.
Yeah, dude.
$29 million. There's a lot of receivers that are not making $29 million. And Alec Pierce, is he a top 20 receiver in the NFL? Put me on the polygraph, and I will gladly say, hell no. And that line not moving. You know what I'm talking about? But, they out here, they got two of the highest paid players at their positions, and neither of them are going to be elite at their positions this season or any season. So I'm going to have to go the Colts with the double whammy of Alec Pierce and Daniel Jones.
How long is Alec Pierce's contract? Do you know offhand? I don't know offhand.
I think it's like 4 years.
So 4 years, about 30 a pop? 4 years, 120?
Yeah.
That's one of those, once they get rid of some of that guaranteed money, he's probably gone in 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 84 million guarantees with 60 million fully guaranteed at signing. This is money that we've talked about money on the show before. I don't even understand. I say those numbers and I don't even understand. I can't even the concept of that. You know what I mean? Like I just can't. Like as soon as I put pen to paper, it just appears in my account. It's just there all of a sudden. Like I can just go. I'm going to Ibiza. You know what I mean? Just like that. Just that's how it works.
Catch a football.
Yeah. Giovanni, you got anything?
Yeah. First of all, y'all gonna go easy on my white boys now. Brock Purdy and Alec Pierce. Y'all gonna go easy. Y'all gonna go easy. Brock Purdy is white chocolate. Y'all gonna put some respect on Purdy his name.
But he's like Forrest Gump.
Have you seen his Dougie? Like y'all gonna go easy on my boy.
I mean, it looks like Doug's funny.
That is one quarterback room with zero cool factor. Him and Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is bad. Bad. The videos of him. I think I talked about this last week. The videos of him on their like little vacation trip to Mexico with all the 49ers. Crazy. Okay, this is why I wanted Woody to go first because I figured one of you were going to say this. I absolutely cannot fathom why the Colts would pay Daniel Jones the amount of money that they pay. I can't fathom it. I know they need quarterback help, but it's Daniel freaking like. Are we taking how he played for what 5-6 games? I don't even know how many games he played. Are we going to take that and be like, okay, he's back? No, it's not Indiana Jones. He's still no.
That's what they did. That's what they did. You answered your own question. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I did. But no, next season they're going to learn. I don't know what they're going to do, but that was a hot mess express to me. Lastly, not super overpaid because I think he's amazing at his position, but from a team standpoint, I feel like you could have saved a little bit more money and gotten more pieces for that O-line. And I'm talking about Tyler Linderbaum going to the Raiders. They need the O-line help for sure. I mean, but his contract was record breaking. Whenever we see these record breaking contracts, I always have to turn my head a little bit. And I'm like, did he really deserve all that money? And I'm not saying he's bad because he's a dog at his position, but turn my head a little bit. And we'll see if maybe they could have used a little bit more of that money and put it somewhere else. There's a lot of things they got to address on that team. So that's probably the other one I would say.
Where would you rate him? I guess for the panel, everyone, where would you rate him as far as center in the league? Is he top 5? Is he top 3? Like where would you put him?
I'm putting him top 3, and I will defend their signing of Linderbaum because I think they were expecting to get they had 2 first-round picks when they signed him, and then the Ravens hit him with the okie doke, whoopsie, and took that pick back. But with that second pick, I think they could have drafted, that guard from Penn State they keep talking about. He's the next, he's the next, Quentin Nelson, stuff like that. So they could have had, the double whammy right there, but the Ravens, they really, messed themselves up with that whole situation. So under the situation that they thought they were in, I would support the Linderbaum signing. But now it's like, dang.
Fair. In hindsight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to say, just before we move on.
Hey, Celso, what up?
Yes, what's up, Celso? I also want to say, let's not forget about our boy Kyler Murray, who is now a Minnesota Viking. Now, the money hasn't been disclosed yet because it just happened yesterday, but that is happening. How do we feel about Kyler Murray picking up after being let go, now donning that purple and gold? What's up?
I heard, and maybe it's not true, but I thought I saw something posted this morning somewhere that Jefferson's already requested a trade out of Minnesota. Is that true?
Hell no, that's not true.
Okay, I did. I swear, I saw somebody post.
Well, I'm anything out here.
Did nobody? Definitely nobody heard it.
TMZ Sports now. Is that what we're doing?
I'm telling you, I heard it this morning somewhere.
That's crazy.
It doesn't mean it's true.
It doesn't. So let's get back to the topic at hand.
Nigel, by the way, the money situation, the Vikings paid the vet minimum. The Cardinals are on the hook for his whole contract. So they literally are paying like $1.5 million for Kyler Murray. It's a really, really sweet deal for them.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, I'm just seeing some stuff now. Okay. Bonkers.
So I'll be happy. If I'm a Vikings fan, I have a quarterback. Jefferson gonna be eating. The team, is back on pace after whatever happened last year.
Whatever last season was. Yeah, I had Jefferson on my team, and I might as well not have because it just.
I know he was horrible last year.
I dropped him.
Yeah,
so
you
dropped him? You dropped you didn't even try to trade him.
Yes. No. What was I gonna get for him?
Facts.
Nothing.
Yo, come on.
Did you see the QBR between Maxx Crosby and JJ was absolutely abysmal last year. So I'm not surprised by this because he was either going to play a baseball or he's going to be in the Vikings in my book. So
right. I
knew this was coming, and if you're a Vikings fan, this is the best case scenario for you, honestly, and I wouldn't be mad at it. Kyler, it's not hard to get the ball in Justin Jefferson's hands, which is why it's so sad that these quarterbacks couldn't get the job done. So you get Kyler, he can definitely get the ball in Justin Jefferson's hands, and you'll be good. Jay Jettas will be good now.
Yahoo Sports posted this morning about 2 hours ago. Justin Jefferson trade request falsely scares Vikings, excites Ravens and Bills fans. So there was something that was posted earlier, I guess, that
Ravens and Bills.
Just trying to, I didn't make that up. Somebody was saying.
We didn't say you made it up. We said you just.
There's a video of me talking about Justin Jefferson going on the Bills. I did see that.
Okay, she sees the future.
Chill.
She sees the possible future.
We don't need that. We don't need that. They got DJ. That's enough. That's enough cooking for my Jets secondary.
Well, on top of that, let's talk about then now winning the who's winning and who's losing in the offseason so far. Is there any teams you think are winning the offseason? Any teams you think are losing the offseason so far? Yeah, go ahead, Woody.
I gotta show love to my former coach, a coach that I would not have fired, but Woody Johnson did what he did. Mr. Robert Saleh out here, his wife gets him while he's sleeping. They've been adding pieces on both sides of the ball. And this is my favorite part. Jets fans, they're stupid. And I guess that's, they caught a stray right there. But they are, because they making fun of Saleh like, oh, he is getting all of his old players. And doesn't he realize the Jets suck? Well, he has grabbed 0 Jets offensive players. He has grabbed the defensive players that he drafted and or developed, and they had a top 5 defense under his run. And on the others who players, he got Wandell, right? Did
we lose him?
They definitely signed somebody else that I can't remember right now on the offensive side of the ball. But Tennessee, both sides, they got it covered with their old coaches getting the guys that they can. So I think Cam Ward is about to shoot up. I think the defense is about to shoot up. And with the Colts out here paying 2 mid-white guys all this money, I think the Titans are going to be a team to look out for this season.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're not wrong. They did sign Mitchell Trubisky to another 2 years. So there's that. And moving on.
Well, I like Trubisky as your backup there. I like that pick. I have the Titans as well, man. Trading for Jermaine Johnson, which I do. I like that trade for the Jets as well. I think that they both teams got better with that trade. So I'm not saying like they beat the Jets in that trade. I think that was an even trade. But bringing in edge Jermaine Johnson, the corner from the Giants slot, Wandell Robinson, who Woody just alluded to, was he said that basically was developed in New York, and he's got even a bigger future in front of him. Solomon Thomas is one of those guys that, since being drafted, never really developed to the way that they had him as a number 2 overall, but he's a tremendous locker room guy, and he plays solid D tackle. That's a huge pickup, but I think every stop he's gone, it's been an underrated pickup. We didn't think much of it when he first came to the Jets, but it turned out to be he was fantastic with the Jets. And again, did the little things, did the grinding, and great for our locker room. And he's been with Saleh since San Francisco, so he's going to be able to help get Saleh's message out there. Alante Taylor from New Orleans, I love that signing. John Franklin Myers, the law firm. I was sad that we even got rid of him in the first place last year. He's fantastic. I think Daniel Bellinger coming over from the Giants as well as a tight end is gonna add some depth there. Titans, I feel like, I agree wholeheartedly, 100%. Titans have definitely won this offseason so far. But I do want to ask Woody one thing. You said you would never have fired Saleh. You mean he would still be your coach today? Like, you mean you wouldn't have fired him when they did at that point in the season, or you wouldn't have fired him at all?
Well, obviously, that's a really hard question to answer because we don't know what he how that season would have gone. Yeah, so I definitely would have not fired him 5 weeks into a season where there were Super Bowl aspirations, and I call me crazy, put me in the loony bin. I think that the Jets would have made the playoffs that year because the defense wouldn't have fallen off the way that it did, and Aaron Rodgers threw like 25 touchdowns. The team had a positive plus minus with Saleh, and then Woody Johnson completely unraveled the team, and they didn't have a coach. Jeff Ulbrich is not a coach. He can't even keep his own son in order out here calling Shador, and they want him to manage 53 grown men. Come on now, I'm
not going to call you crazy, but I will call you Patsy Cline because you are crazy, my friend.
You can't use what happened to say, oh well, this like they didn't have a coach. So yes, I think with Saleh, they would have made the playoffs, and he probably still would be the Jets head coach.
That's ridiculous. Are there any Patsy Cline fans out there?
But probably not. Giovanna?
Giovanna probably has no idea who Patsy Cline is.
Nope. Not a clue.
She sang the song Crazy. Crazy for trying. I don't get the same voice that Woody does. I need, but
well, I guess that's a blessing.
Or we can go CeeLo Green crazy. Maybe he's
over
crazy.
the head.
CeeLo Green too?
No, I know.
Isn't that Gnarls Barkley? Gnarls Barkley?
Well, it was Gnarls Barkley, but CeeLo Green was in Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes.
Giovanna, you
catch me up on these reference. I would agree. The Titans, they've definitely. I think Woody mentioned it. Cam Ward. This is honestly. I know last season was rough, but this is kind of best case scenario for him. I mean, you get a new coach. You got a bunch of fresh blood. I think this is going to be good. Now it's going to be a test of men because he's going to have to step up and lead this team culturally too. In my opinion, he's going to have to be a leader on and off the field. So we'll see how it is. But I also really like what the Rams have done in the offseason. Mainly the fact that they finessed not one, but two of the Chiefs corner, one of them being Trent McDuffie. And then I got another Chiefs corner. I forgot his name, but I really like what they've been doing. I think, everyone's saying Pratt's staff is kind of on the tail end. So I think if you can strengthen that team so you don't have to do a lot if Pratt's staff decides to, when he does, retire or whatever, you can just plug and play a quarterback and your team at the core is still good because you've been kind of building up from there. So I like the Rams. I also really like the Titans in this offseason so far.
The AFC South is going to be real interesting because, it already was last season. It was as a whole, it was sneaky interesting just because of the play. Like Houston didn't step up as much as we thought they were going to. Indy stepped up surprisingly until Daniel Jones got injured. And Jacksonville made the playoffs and had a real momentum shift and swing, not only in, you used the word culture, Giovanna, which I really liked, not only in their culture, but just in their gameplay. And once they all got on board, Trevor Lawrence again gave us a little bit of a hope, a little bit of glimmer of what Trevor Lawrence used to be about 3 seasons ago or so. And then Tennessee now with all these changes that you guys are saying, all these pickups, maybe they're next. Maybe they're the ones that are going to do something interesting in the AFC South, which lacks a bunch of interest in general. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, shout out to the 65 in the building. Once again, thank you for listening or watching the pop off. We're doing the thing. We're hitting it heavy with the NFL right now because there's a lot of action going on, which also begs me to ask the question more about NFL free agency. Has it made building teams too easy? Should the league shake it up or tighten the salary cap, keep teams from buying real contenders, or do we like it as is? Giovanna, I'm going to start with you. Do we think it's too easy to build a team now?
No, because we see teams suck every year that didn't take advantage of free agency. So no, I don't think it's easy at all. I think it's really hard because it's not just a money thing. You have to have good coaches and good people around you. You have to have a good GM to make these moves. And so I don't think it's too easy. Now the salary cap, I don't completely understand it. And I could understand it if I cared enough to, but I'm not going to go in and look at every single team's salary cap. I really only care about the Cowboys because I know we always are funny about our money. That's a bar. But I don't think it's too easy.
Woody.
Yeah, when I read this, I got a little mad because I don't understand how you could make that argument. Actually, I don't know the argument to say that salary cap is ruining the NFL. As a matter of fact, it is actually actively stopping teams from becoming dynasties. We just seen this with the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill because they couldn't pay him. They got all these bum wide receivers that they've tried to make look good, and they've struggled to actually bring in new talent because Patrick Mahomes makes so much money and Travis Kelce makes so much money, and then they pay Creed Humphrey, and now getting skill position players it's been years since they've added a quality skill position player, and now we finally got Kenneth Walker, going to the Chiefs. But you always see it. The Eagles can't keep their defense intact. Reed Blankenship is gone. There is no team The Seahawks just won this year, and Reek is gone. You know, the safety is gone. Like you cannot maintain a team in the NFL. The salary cap is doing exactly what it was intended to do. So I'm looking forward to hearing whatever nonsense Gene has to say to argue against the actual reality that the salary cap in the NFL is doing its job.
Who said I was going to argue against it?
We're gonna find out.
Gene, we're gonna find out.
Woolen got signed?
Yeah, he's an Eagle.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. When did that happen? Did I miss it?
I cannot lie. I Googled it during this pod right now, and they said that he was.
So it must have been, so it's probably maybe yesterday then, because I missed it then. I wish there wasn't. Let me ask you a question.
Okay, see, there we go. Okay,
I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I do want to see it.
Yeah.
I do want to see it fixed a little bit though. I think there should be. I think compensation picks should be a little different. I think that the whole way they go about with the transition tag and the franchise tag, I think that should be different. I don't even think there should be a franchise tag. Period. If I don't want a guy that's a little bit sullen that he can't get his long-term deal and he's going to be in my locker room for a year, and now I got to deal with that. And then what do you do the following year? I hate the franchise tag. I think it's unfair. I think it's you got guys you got teams that you look at, they can take advantage of it year after year after year after year, right? So I don't like the franchise tag at all. I think that should be abolished. I think that's ridiculous. There's also a thought sometimes that I think of where I kind of like how the NBA does it, where they can keep their own player, where they can match. Like it's. I like the NBA version of free agency. I like a little bit better. There's also a max deal. Like they already know they can make a max, but if you stay with your original team, you can get a little bit more, and it doesn't really count the same. I like that version better. I think it helps certain teams be able to keep certain players, as opposed to then say, all right, well, if you want to go join a better team, well, you're going to get paid a little bit less than a weaker team could have paid you. I like that version of it. So I do think there's like small little things that we can change. Again, get rid of the franchise tag, but I also like to see them kind of go the way that the NBA has it, where the original team can offer a little bit more, and it doesn't really hurt them in a cap situation. I'd rather see that than where a team can a player can just leave for or a team could blow a team out of the water with money. There's a certain max you can do. I'd like to see that. I think that would be pretty interesting.
Well, listen, you brought up franchise tag a lot, so shout out to Giovanna's George Pickens, previously my George Pickens, who received that tag, and 27.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
$8 million for the 2026 season. The guy's doing okay.
Can't people match though? Isn't that what Tinders are? Because I'm pretty sure that's what the Cowboys just did with our kicker Brendan Aubrey. Like they
depends on certain types of tags.
I don't think they tagged him though.
I think it's a transition tag. I think, or is it's unrestricted versus restricted?
Restricted free agent.
He was a restricted free agent. Yes, yeah. So they matched the tender. Remember, everything that you just said you like about the NBA, they do have in the NFL.
That's what I was like.
No, they don't have max contracts.
Well, they don't have. Yeah, like they don't have that. But the concept of a franchise tag protects the team. It gives them the ability to keep their players.
But it doesn't without them agreeing. I don't like that. Like they could still leave for less money. Like it like if Jalen Brunson wants the max deal from Chicago, it's going to be the max deal from the Knicks will be higher. He can still go to the Chicago Bulls if he wants to. It's their choice at that point. That's what I would rather have. I'd rather where the player has more choice, and the enticing thing to the original team is we can give you a little bit more money than the Bears could. So yeah, if the Jets have Breece Hall, they could say, listen, we'll give you the max for Breece Hall would be 10 years, $50 million, but the Jets can offer 10 years, $60 million, let's say. Just throwing random numbers out there. You get what I'm saying?
But that's why teams in the NBA suck for so long because they don't care about that. They leave. What are you talking about? The same teams are in the top of the NBA every year. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, who didn't even make the playoffs last year, are now the Super Bowl champions.
You know what? Give me a GM that knows what they're doing, and like the Knicks took the Knicks forever, but it only took they got the right guy to do it, and then it was after only a couple of years.
Yeah, how many years did that take? 25.
Well, with different regimes, but they finally found the right guy. He did it over the course of a couple of years. That's what I'm saying. If you have the right guy in charge, it doesn't take 20 years, and it might take only 2 years.
Well, but find me that GM tree because I don't know if they grow on trees like that, Gene. But I appreciate the suggestion.
Well, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
I don't even know.
Let me tell you something.
Sorry.
I'm right. You're wrong. That's all I have. That's all I have.
Gene, we love you, man. Hey, you know what? But you did do a great thing in that whole rant, which was you brought up the next league that we are going to talk about, which is the NBA. So thank you for that segue. Appreciate that.
I'm a segue MVP.
We got two. Well, we're going to jump into the MVP talk too. We got two major topics, and one of them I had to add because once again, y'all are forgetting about us. But I'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about Bam's 83-point game versus the lowly Washington Wizards. Shout out to my boy Will Riley. He grew up in Kitchener, Ontario, which is like a stone throw away from Cambridge, Ontario. I know his family, kid's doing great. First reaction was from Mr. James Woody. Let's talk about it because Bam and Spoels, they all talked about it. It came out. I think they talked about it last night. It finally came out, like how they're reacting to the situation. But Woody, let me hear your thoughts because obviously, you got something to say.
I really didn't want to say. That's what it was like a groan. Like, oh God, I got.
Oh, we know.
I actually think it's a generational thing, and I think actually we all know that because I saw a post that said, like how people born in the 90s are reacting to Bam's, 90s or older.
It's a game by one moment.
So I felt attacked. I did. Here's the thing. I'll keep it real short. If you give any player in the history of the NBA who has averaged 20 points per game, any of them, if you give them 86 shots, I guarantee you they will score 70 plus points. And there are a few of them that I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar. You give Tracy McGrady 86 shots, he's scoring 120. So congratulations to Bam Adebayo for shooting 86 shots and scoring 83 points on your 86 shots to score 83 points. Wow.
Giovanna.
Which is the younger generation. Let's see what the younger generation has to say. This is a perfect
opportunity. I totally understand what you're saying, Woody. I agree. What I will say to that is people that are upset that the record that Kobe set has been broken do not appreciate the sport of basketball. That record was gonna get broken one way or another. That's what records are. That's the definition of a record, is to be broken. So I do not like the narrative around, oh, the coach should have took him out because how dare you? Kobe's rolling over in his grave. How dare you? That record was gonna get broken. Cooper Flagg couldn't break that record if he, again, like what he said, had 86 shots. So that's what I will say on that. Against the Wizards, 86 shots, a lot of free throws, but I mean, they couldn't guard him. So it wasn't like he was baiting them. They were fouling him because they literally couldn't guard him. So that's that argument. Do I like it? I feel indifferent about it. I think it's cool, but I'm kind of with Woody. I'm kind of tired of talking about it. I think it's something that's really cool. I'm glad Bam got it. Really weird player, but I like Bam. I think the Asia thing was special too. From just a sports drama person, I liked kind of Asia being there and that whole situation. But yeah, that's my sentiments on it.
Gene?
I never really want to pick on anybody. You guys know that. I'm but I do want to say one thing. I do want to call out G on one thing. The definition of record is the best performance or most remarkable event of its kind that has been officially measured and noted. It doesn't say anything about being broken as part of the definition.
Okay, maybe that's made up in my head.
All right.
Thank you for that.
It's what I do.
On brand, like I said, on brand.
That's just G. Gene. You're G. I'm Gene. I hated the fact that it wasn't that it's him, right? Because listen, it's still gonna stand. It should stand. He did score it, right? No asterisk. But when you watch the game and you see that it was a lot of fouling to get extra possessions, the guy hit like, what was it? He shot like 43 free throws. I mean, it was just a lot of nonsense to get him there. The way they went about, like, it was cheap in that sense. I love Kobe, probably one of my favorite players I've ever watched. But we can all agree that his retirement game, they let him score the 60 or whatever it was. They let him, and you know what? He would probably even tell you, I didn't really earn those 60 because they definitely allowed him to go nuts. That's what it felt like with Bam Adebayo. So can I say he didn't earn it? No, he earned it. He scored it. But the fact that they were fouling to get extra possessions, the whole thing, it was a little disgusting to me. But it counts. But it is one of those things where I can understand why there are people on both sides of the fence saying I like it and I don't like it, because there is something a little off-putting about it.
But the whole the whole thing that was suspect when they were fouling to get extra possessions, just get the ball back in their hands. But is that a Bam thing or is that a coaching and a team thing?
I can't. That's what I'm saying. I don't blame Bam. Like, what are you gonna do? Not take the shot?
Not take advantage? Like, yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming him. I'll tell you what it felt like. It felt like when Brett Favre took a dive for Michael Strahan. Like, you can't blame Michael Strahan for it, right? It's not his fault, but it was a little dirty. Felt a little dirty.
Here's the thing.
Definitely dirty.
Here's the thing. I strongly feel like, I'm just going to take this stance. I strongly feel like it's just because it's Bam. He's not a player personally that is better than Kobe, will ever be better than Kobe. He doesn't demand the attention that Kobe did. It's just the fact that it's just Bam. If it was another player that was of an elite status or somebody in the same world, Giovanni, you mentioned Cooper Flagg. Yeah, man, if Cooper Flagg ended up doing it, and if he does that and does 84 points, let's say, throughout his career, Bam is going to be like, we're not even going to talk about Bam. We're just going to say, I bet you we're just going to say that that Flagg beat Kobe's record, or Flagg is up there with Kobe. They're gonna leapfrog Bam just because Bam is not the same personality that we wanted to see beat this record that eventually was going to be beaten, and that's the definition. You know what I mean? I think
let's be honest.
Do you need to read the definition one more time?
Yeah, I agree. I just read the definition. That's not the definition.
No, it's fine.
You're 100%
That's the
right.
Definition, Nigel. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Nigel.
But you were 100% right. If it was a Curry that did this a couple of nights ago, or if it was Luka that did this a couple of nights ago, it would be a way different story. Even if they would have did it in the same way, even if they would have did it the same way, people would not have shit on it the same way they did to Bam. Now, there would have been some people that still would have said, that was kind of messy, but it wouldn't have been as many people. I think it would have been a little bit easier for people to digest.
Yeah, hold on. I forgot that we were in a Zoom meeting and Woody just put up his hand icon. So, yes, go ahead, Woody.
No, I was saying he said there were a couple of people that would still call him, like, if Steph Curry, 86 shots, he was 7 for 22 from 3, right? 43 free throws, or that sounds more like SGA, who obviously is also in that same class. I can't lie, I would still be calling this game disgusting. Is it easier to pick on Bam? Of course, is he the best player on his team? Tyler Hero, so I understand that aspect of it. But no, the game was disgusting. Like it was, I really think and again, that's why I put it to the generations. I don't think the younger kids, like, and I talked to my cousin about this, who was like, yo, like, that was the greatest game I ever watched. Like, like, but that's, that he said that was a legendary game.
Yo,
and
chill,
like,
chill. Tell your cousin to chill.
Yeah, but like, they don't even see like I guess because when Kobe, and again, for me, it's not Kobe versus Bam whatsoever. It is just look at the stat sheet versus stat sheet.
100%.
One person shot 50% from three on over 10 attempts, 90% from the line. He only missed 2 free throws in 20 attempts, and then over 50% from the field. That is amazing efficiency, and ended up with 81 points. The other person wasn't even close to 50% in either of the metrics, and then even free throws, got 43 of them, still didn't shoot 80%, and it was really just a volume. It was a volume stat. So to me, it's like, okay, if that was T-Mac, he getting 120. If that was Allen Iverson, my God, they would have to turn off the scoreboard. It's not, for me, it's not about who it was or who had the record. I could care less. Honestly, I could care less. Like, yeah, Kobe was great, but that's not a big deal. I do think records are broken all the time. But it was just like I felt like that's what it was. It was just like, damn, what happened to the game I love? That some dude is just out here jacking up 86 shots, and we hype. Like, there were times where Kobe, or let me not say that name, Allen Iverson would shoot 35 shots, and people would be like, "Damn, yo, pass the ball, pass the ball."
True.
We almost tripled that number, and we're talking about, damn, that was legendary. Come on now, like that's what's crazy for me.
On 86 shots, Curry would have broken the all-time record.
Yeah,
easily. Yeah. He would have probably scored 120 points.
That's what I'm saying.
I think, and this is the last thing I'll say, and we can wrap it up. I think at the end of the day, what disturbed me the most about that game was the fact that there was 1 minute and like so much seconds left on the shot clock, or on the clock, in which Bam scored those 83 points. So it took him the entirety of that game to score those points, and then they took him out. So if there's one thing that I will pick apart, it's probably that. Not that he should have gotten taken out earlier or anything like that, but to the point of legendary games and legendary moments, and big players make big plays, that is definitely up for debate. However, 10 years from now, what are we going to remember Bam for? This 83-point game. Yeah. No, it's going to be this 83-point game. It's not going to be anything else. So that's what I'll say about that. I don't think that's a bad thing, but in terms of people kind of egging this on, it ain't hurt nobody. Bam's going to be remembered as the person that broke Kobe's record, the first person to do it, and that's going to be that. No matter how it was done, it's just going to be that. That's period.
Is it going to be a little bit kind of like how people remember Roger Maris, who wasn't a big home run hitter like that, and then he had 60, and then he was never heard from ever again? Is it going to be something like that? Like, is Bam a Hall of Famer? I don't think so.
What?
But that's what I'm saying. That was a rhetorical question. Maris isn't in the Hall of Fame either, and he had the home record for how many years, right? So,
different game.
What?
I said just
fair. But records, I feel like, are more important when it comes to. I feel like baseball records are more significant. I feel like, to the sport. I feel like I think they're more recognizable.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of recognition, it's about damn time we got to the Canadian in the place. We're talking about SGA because we're talking about more records. He just passed Wilt Chamberlain's 227 straight 20-point games. Now, this is a feat not only done by a fantastic player, but a player that has come on to be one of the most known, one of the most renowned. He's an offensive juggernaut. Sure, man. Sure. Does he egg on a little bit of the fouls? Whatever you want to say, you cannot deny him, because not only is he a champion, he's an MVP as well. I want to get some reactions. See, I got so hyped, knocking over mics and knocking over my laptop. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Canada's own. And for the record, when the Thunder did win that game 104-102 against Boston, it was a phenomenal game. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but when they did announce SGA breaking that record, he was sitting down and he was politely, as we do, just clapping along with the audience. Just politely, just a little ginger clap. Shout out to my boy SGA. Go ahead, Giovanna. Say it.
Yeah, no, I mean, game has to recognize game. And what SGA is doing to the game of basketball is something really what OKC as a team has done to the game of basketball has been special for me to watch personally. I went to a game on my birthday and I just this past Monday, and there's something special not only about SGA but that whole Thunder team. So yeah, again, game has to recognize game. He's killing it.
Nice. Gene?
Oh yeah, happy birthday, G.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Floppazander.
Oh my God.
I think he's,
that's why I wanted to go to you before somebody had some common sense, which
I feel like he has a tremendous sense of knowing when he's almost going to get touched to fall on the ground. It's never been seen before or after, probably again. But having said that, he's only got one flaw. Only one flaw as a player that I can see.
You say it, and I'm turning the stream off. Go ahead.
Go
ahead. I have a feeling. Go ahead. Say it. What's the flaw?
He's Canadian.
Oh, yeah. See, I knew it. Hey, guys, thanks for listening to the pop-up. Guess what? We're not breaking that.
I love Sir Floppington. He's a fantastic player.
Great. Now let's have somebody say something with a little bit of gravitas, a little bit of weight to it. Mr. James,
maybe some class.
Excellent foresight, because I have nothing but respect for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Congratulations on the feat. Also, happy belated birthday, Giovanna.
Thanks. I feel old. It's fine though.
Well, that makes us even older.
Really Where's Grandpa's over here?
What's he going to say?
Yeah, I have to also agree about the Thunder as a whole. They always say, built, not bought. And this team, they not only did they build the team that they have right now that just won the finals, they still have pieces to continue building.
Yep.
It's scary. Too many. Yeah, it is scary. And SGA,
they're not even fully healthy yet either.
Yeah. I
mean,
and to what Woody just said, they have still gazillion draft picks to make this team even even in the future, all young talent on rookie deals, and it's like it's like it reminds me of the Spurs from the early 2000s.
Yes,
and the way the way they play is like that smart, efficient basketball.
Yeah, the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah.
Although I don't think Tony Parker flopped that much.
Oh my god!
But he was French, so that's almost as bad as Canadian. I love Canada, bro. I love Canada.
We don't want you up here.
It's worse. But SGA, I really think I love his game, to be honest with you. Is there some extra flopping? Unfortunately, he watched LeBron James growing up, so
that's what I'm saying. Like that's the game of the. You can't blame someone for flopping. Are they flopping, or are they taking advantage of the game of basketball?
I'd rather a flopper than a complainer, to be honest with you. Like I'd rather someone that flops than a guy that complains after every whistle, which is the Lakers got two of them.
I was gonna say, yeah, the Lakers.
Lakers definitely, yeah, they got.
You got King flop, and then you got Luka the crybaby.
Oh my God, this Luka! Yeah, he nonstop talking to the ref. I don't even know if he talks to his team. He just always talking to the ref.
And shout out to his divorce. He's finally got out of that crazy marriage. He's with a nice new girl.
Oh my God. We're gonna talk about relationship drama. That is
it's a little messy.
Y'all heard that pop off after dark. Okay, that's what that is. A pop off after dark.
No, did y'all hear the Dak dramas?
I don't know anything about like the background.
That wedding got called off at the joint bachelorette party because supposedly he's got some stuff going on in the Big D.
In the DMs.
Hey, yo.
That's Detroit, the other one.
Not Detroit.
Dallas. What did you think I meant? Come on.
Look at him sitting there. Look at him sitting there all innocent. Like, what?
Nigel's like, I'm from Canada. We don't talk.
Yeah, sorry. You're talking about. I'm talking about records. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nigel, we got to get a cap corner.
We are. You know what? This is the perfect time to get Nigel's Cap Corner. Nigel's Cap Corner. Nigel's Cap Corner. What you wearing today? It's a cap. All right. So, hey, check it out. Obviously, there's a big game, and I wanted to jump into this. And you know what? We can jump into this a little bit later. So get your caps on, your thinking caps on, because the U.S. and Canada are going at it. I believe that is tonight, y'all, at 8 p.m. I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So, without further ado, you know my caps are always related to something going on in the sports fandom or the sports world or even just fandom in general. So, of course, I am representing the squad right there, the Team Canada, you know what I mean? Which I love. This logo is so clean. It's so nice.
Pretty cool.
Got the huge flag on the side, which all the WBC teams do. And then you got that WBC logo on the back, which, again, perfect size, really nice. And you got that white New Era flag, and underneath, well, you got a gray UV. I always keep that little sticker on, and you got the the black unders, black guts right there. Boom. This is what I'm doing today, representing for my squad. So I'm hoping for a good game. I think we're Canadian, so we're just hoping for a good game. But also, if we get that dub, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. But we'll see.
For Canada.
We'll see. It's it's so interesting to have two sports, 3 different squads go head to head. And of course, I'm talking about the US hockey team, the men and the women, and then our US hockey team, or our Canadian hockey teams, our men and women. And now we're playing WC. So we'll see how that goes. Moving on, let's talk about some more basketball, but let's go to the NCAA because we know that March Madness is right around the corner. There is conference tournaments going on. You can catch some of them right now. It is 1 p.m. Eastern, and there's a ton of basketball going on. It has been fantastic. There's been a lot of drama. And so I want to ask you guys, which NCAA college basketball conference tournament are you looking forward to the most to watch now? Because now we're getting to the quarters and some of the semis. I think most of them are in the quarters. And are you watching men's? Are you watching women's? Well, let's just make it all encompassing. What are we thinking? Woody, let's start with you.
I am biased. As you guys know, I live very close to the UNC campus. Right. Not as close as I used to. I used to be 1.5 miles away. You know, those weekends, it was bumping, but my kids, they need to go to sleep, right? So I had to move away. So that is the conference I'm going with, the ACC, right? Won't let me be. But anyway, I was watching last night, and my Tar Heels, they had a tough loss. As a matter of fact, I actually was surprised that they came back. But I was watching them last night, lost to Clemson, and now they're about to face Duke. So that is where my attention is. I cannot lie. My tracking of the women is not what it used to be. In the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese era. Juju obviously was. I actually think she's the most talented. Of the last decade plus, but the injury. So I cannot speak as intelligently on what's going on there, but I'm definitely tracking on the ACC tournament.
Giovanna.
I would have to agree. I'm a little biased too because SMU through and through, Pony Up Go Mustangs. They're in the ACC as well, so I've been tuning into that. But I'll give you my men's and my women's conference tournament that I've been tuning into. On the men's side, Big 12 has been really good to watch. A lot of good matchups there, and then on the women's side, honestly, I hate saying it, but it's the SEC. Like. The SEC women's tournament has been really good too. So pay attention, Woody. You got to watch these girls play. Ozzie Fudd, she played with Paige Beckers. She is a dog. I'm hoping she comes to Dallas because the Wings still suck.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you guys, Beckers is like. I think Beckers might be the best in the league. I think she's better than
Caitlin.
Yeah, I think she's better than Caitlin.
Really?
I like.
Wow. Paige is up there, but Caitlin, and I'm not saying it because all the hype. Caitlin certified is probably the best WNBA player or women's basketball player in general because WNBA.
You really think so? You think they both are better than Asia Wilson?
Okay,
I think because they're younger, Asia Wilson looks. Yeah,
generation.
Oh, we're talking.
Yeah,
I
think they will be better. I think they will be better than Asia Wilson at one point. But I'll tell you what, you mentioned it before. Juju Watkins, I think, could be better than all of them.
Yeah, that's what I think.
As long as she recovers from the injury, Juju Watkins is so fun to watch.
She didn't play this year, did she?
No,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Still injured. Yeah.
So hopefully she recovers because I think she really could take the mantle when she comes. And I think it hurt women's college basketball a little bit because I was looking forward to the season mainly because of seeing what Juju Watkins was going to do. And I'm not gonna lie, I lost a little bit of interest.
Of course, hey man, I'm gonna
piggyback
on that. Of course, let's just call a spade, right? Like, I mean, obviously, leading up to Caitlin, there was already some hype. Things were getting great. Caitlin like really expanded it, and we've been doing that pod. We've been doing the pod since before that, and then during the Caitlin run, we couldn't get enough of the women's bracket. Like, we were talking about that way more than the men's. Even if we were dropping any men's stuff. Yeah,
we actually first started that year where it was the rivalry between her and
South Carolina.
No,
Angel Reese.
Yeah, Angel Reese.
Angel Reese.
Yeah,
the whole.
So that whole thing we were there for, we were talking high praises, and even after that so again, to Giovanna's point, like that generation after, like this is a big deal, man. So yeah, I think that with Juju going down, I feel like, I know I felt it personally, like, oh damn, man, because I really wanted to stay on board and just watch the torch being passed again and then be passed again, and we know how tough these games are and how much it does to everybody's body and stuff. But when you see that kind of an injury, it really hurts. So, I mean, I don't think you're wrong, Gene, in saying that it kind of, made your passion for the women's tournament kind of fizzle a little bit, not a whole bunch, but just enough where you're like not paying attention to it as much. Sorry, I cut you off, Gene, but
it's weird because there's kind of a disconnect almost because there's so many, like Hannah Hidalgo, Cole, there's a girl, Audie Brooks, like,
right.
She's changing the way we look at women's basketball in terms of physicality and body type and things like that. And not to discount what they've done, but it's almost, there's kind of a disconnect that I'm seeing now that I'm talking about it. Like, is it a brand issue? Because these players are just as talented, if not more talented than the Angel Reeses and the Caitlin Clarks, especially coming out of the collegiate level. So it kind of makes me wonder if it's more of a brand issue from a collegiate standpoint and from a personal brand standpoint, because there's so many girls that are coming out. Like, literally, if y'all don't know these names, Uzzy Fudd, Hannah Hidalgo, Audie Crook, like, they are doing amazing things in their sport and they're changing the game of women's basketball. So
I think you're 100% right. I think you're 100% right. I think it is a branding thing because you see the game of women's basketball hasn't even fully evolved yet. It's actually everyone thought it was going to be like Caitlin Clark, but it hasn't even begun to final evolution. So, yeah, thank you. It's going to get there though, and I think these next we're still seeing, and that's the thing too. It's almost like what Jordan did for the NBA with overseas and everything else. You're going to see that generation of Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson, all those athletes, what they're going to do for high school women's basketball, to college. We haven't even seen what is going to come from what those young women had.
The ripple effect.
Yeah, like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
It's going to be even bigger. And it's going to be you're already seeing the WNBA become more and more important, which is a shame of why if they have this lockout would be such a shame because they've gained so much momentum. It would be a shame for them to lose it because that's what happens. I mean, if you even look at the Major League Baseball back in '94, they lost momentum for it. It took them until like '98 to really with the home run record chase for them to really get it back. I would hate to see the work that women's basketball has done be sidetracked by a lockout, and it's not fair. I almost feel like the powers that be, whoever runs the WNBA, is doing it because they feel like they have them. I guess by the balls wouldn't be the right because it's the WNBA, but by whatever the equivalent would be. Do you know what I mean? Because it's really unfair and it's a shame because these young women put so much work to get it where it is. The league didn't do it. Otherwise, the league would have did it years ago. It's these young ladies that did it that got this league to be recognized. over the last few years, and it'd be
ironically
to lose
though,
the traction.
I don't think they're going to lose traction by this WNBA
I hope
stuff.
not.
I think they're actually gaining traction because similar to what we've seen golf morph into, there's all these different leagues that are paying the players that are
that's overseas though, and that's always been the case.
I mean, there's leagues here in the States too that are
unrivaled, a US league.
Yeah,
built by players.
Mm-hmm.
They're built by WNBA players. So I think we're gonna see kind of, if the W does what the W is doing currently, and the negotiations aren't going to go the way the players want them to go, I honestly think they might lose a little bit of traction. But again, we're going to see what happened in golf. They're going to make all these brand new spiffy leagues. Now, longevity wise, I don't know if they're going to last, but they're probably going to last just long enough for the WNBA to get their ish together. And then, we'll have honestly a better and a bigger product than we had to start with, because everyone got so invested in all these other leagues and all this kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I would say the president, she's fumbling right now. You know what I'm talking about? She looking like Brees Hall last year, just fumbling nonstop. Because like it's their star power that has gotten these new heights for the WNBA. And I do, like, if I scroll my timeline, I've been seeing unrivaled highlights and different moves from different players. And your point about the next, the Audie Crooks, I've been seeing all season, but they just got to work on the branding, for those young ladies. When I was locked in, I was like, damn, like Hannah Hidalgo, but I just, I got unlocked. I was locked in, I got, unlocked, but there's a lot of talent coming up. There's a lot of the talent currently in there, but I just feel like, the light isn't shining on them like in the right way. Like right now, I feel like all the light is Caitlin Clark. She in State Farm commercials, she's doing this, she's doing that, she's doing that. But like for me, and I agree with Gene, I think Paige is a better all-around talent. And they, to me, like I can name like 5 WNBA players like right now who are better than both of them. Nafisha Collier, where's her deal at? You know what I'm talking about? Like, so there's just a lot that I feel like they could be doing, and I feel like they got to start getting into business for themselves. Like, I feel like that's where Caitlin can pioneer, because she, I hate to say it, but like she is bigger than the league. That's just it is what it is. And the president can say whatever. Oh, we made her, but like no, like people who have never watched the WNBA know who she is, and more people need to get on that level so that these unrivaled leagues and all these other leagues can show the WNBA like, yo, you guys need to stop fumbling.
It's bonkers to see, like, I'll say 2 more things and let's keep it moving, but it's bonkers that Caitlin can do a commercial solo. She'll do a commercial solo, but then you put anybody else has to be, any of those other ladies have to be in it. There has to be minimum of 3 or maximum of 5. There can never be, nobody else will do solo commercials other from what I've seen. It's always Caitlin by herself, and then or Caitlin in the squad, like the top names from the W, or it's like the top names from the W, but they're all in the one commercial doing the thing. And also, I selfishly would not like this lockout to happen. I mean, obviously, none of us do generally, but obviously we want it to happen if people aren't getting their just desserts. I fully am on board and support that. But because we up here in the North are getting an expansion team and we are just so ravenous, the Tempo fandom is ravenous. The swag is all over the place. People are buying it up like crazy. We don't know who's on our team. We know who the operations people are because they keep announcing it, and we keep getting this great branding in terms of like on the socials, and people are on board. But I don't know right now if we all understand what's at stake in terms of this season, in terms of the first season. I don't know if we're that savvy yet. I don't know if the Toronto Nation has understood, or the Tempo fandom has understood, that there's a lockout right around the corner that could stop this whole thing from happening. I don't know if people know that yet. I'm not on the newsletter, on the Tempo newsletter, which I should get on. So I don't know if they're relaying information to season ticket holders or to half seasons or whatever. So I gotta get my finger on the pulse for that. But that's what I'm afraid of the most, is like all this momentum we built, selling out W games when they came up here, finally getting a franchise, and now we might not have an official inaugural season when it's supposed to be the official inaugural season. You know what I mean?
You should get season tickets.
Who says I don't?
Oh, awesome. Do you have to the Raptors or no?
I don't have seasons to the Raptors. No, I go occasionally to the Raptors.
I know you go to a bunch of games, so
yeah. I go occasionally. Seasons are like, I don't know. I'd rather spend my money on hats. All right, hey, we are on the run out now. Let's wrap this bad boy up. There's a couple more baseball topics I want to jump into. So let's talk about the over unders, man. Over under win totals. You know how it goes. It's like simple yay or nay. Let's jump into this division, which is we're going to start with the Philadelphia Phillies. 89.5 wins, yay or nay? Let's go around the horn. Let's always start with Gene. No, let's always start with Giovanna, then Gene, and then Woody. Let's do that. Giovanna, Gene, Woody, the two G's first. Yay or nay? Over under wins. Phillies 89.5. Giovanna.
I'm going yay on this one.
Gene.
I like the Phillies this year. I think they're gonna mid 90s.
Bring out the broom. It's a clean sweep.
I love that. Moving on, the Chicago Cubs. They've been really fluctuating with the wins and losses throughout the last couple of seasons. What are we thinking? 88.5, yay or nay?
For that reason, I'm going nay.
Mm-hmm.
Nay, me too.
Okay.
About 85.
I'm thinking yay. I don't know. I got a feeling.
Okay. All right. I love it. Let's go with the Reds, the Cincinnati Reds, who have been, in the mid or the basement for a very, very long time. And secretly one of my weirdly favorite teams from back in the day. 80.5, yay or nay wins.
I'm going yay because I feel like they have some upside.
Okay.
I honestly think they have some upside. So I'm going yay.
Nice.
I actually love the Reds this year. They're the reason why I don't have the Cubs going over. I think the Reds are going to surprise a lot of people this year. I love the Reds this year.
Tinch.
Well, yeah, we got to keep the brooms away. I'm going nay. I don't know if I'm seeing that upside that y'all see it. I can try to put some glasses on. But yeah, I don't know if I'm seeing that.
See, Justina from Weekend Update on Friday nights, he also says Reds win the division.
Okay. All right, moving on. Orioles, 85.5, yay or nay?
Yeah.
This is a tough one because I don't really know. I had them. I thought last year they'd be really, really, really good.
They have one of the best young rosters, I feel like.
But when is it going to turn over? I thought maybe they could last year, and surprise a lot of people, and it turned out that was Toronto. I see them having a subpar year again. What was it? 85.5?
85 and yes, 85.5. Yep.
I see them just missing it. I see the low 80s. I just don't trust them yet.
Okay.
I'm going yay. Give me those young children.
Wait,
yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Ring. Diddy's calling.
That's a soundbite. You're gonna hear that one again.
Chill. Now let me reject that call right now. Hold on. Yo,
we got the FBI calling for these videotapes saying, "Hey, can you send us the file over?"
Yo.
Great. So Woody's just a yay. Great. Let's move on. We got the Houston Astros, the ever so hated 86.5. 86.5. What are we thinking?
I can't support them, so it's always going to be a nay for me.
They did 87 last year.
There's nobody that could possibly hate the Astros more than myself. Well, I guess there's some people, but
there's probably a couple people.
There's probably a few, but I do have them going over. I do think that they can take, take out 87 wins. I don't think that's too much of an ask for them. Still a good squad.
All right. I'm not going to say anything other than the word this time in this sentence explaining that. Yay.
That's right. Astros always find a way, unfortunately. Yeah, true. Hater on the shelf to start the season. Facts.
That's the wrong Texas team, guys. The wrong Texas team.
Yeah. Last but certainly not least, in the National League West, the Arizona Diamondbacks. They finished at 80-82 last season. Right now, the prediction is 79.5. Yay or nay?
I'm going yay. I think they have a lot of good momentum coming off of, their playoff run. So I'm going yay.
This is another tough one. I'm going to probably say under. They traded away a lot of pieces, and I know they actually got better after those pieces left last year. I know they kind of caught fire at the end of the year when everyone thought they were going to pretty much be done. Our good friend Abby was, is missing a lot of those players that are gone, and I know she was really excited about them last year. She may take the over. I got to take the under. I think they just caught fire last year, caught a little lightning in the bottle. I don't see them being able to replicate that next year.
I couldn't agree more. I'm going nay.
Dang.
They got a tough division as things goes. Obviously,
That's
they're like I said in the National League West. So they have the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants. All three of those squads, they're going to be coming up. Obviously, I mean, you got the champions in that league, and then you also have the Padres and the Giants who are doing their things. They made some moves, so they're doing their things. The Giants might be a squad to watch out for. They petered out towards the end, but
that's my National League team.
Yeah, they were doing some damage.
Wow, really?
I love the Giants, man. My grandfather was a big Giant fan from back when they used to play in New York, so it's kind of like I adopted them as my National League team.
There you go. It's fun.
I love the Giants.
Well, this was another fantastic Friday. We talked about some sports. We said some things that shouldn't have been said, Woody. And now we are going to walk into one of my favorite parts of the show. We're walking into weekend words. We are going to endow the audience with all kinds of positivity. Thank you so much for listening and watching the Pop Off. This has been another edition, the brand new Pop Off. And don't forget to make sure to like, subscribe, share. We'll be doing it all again next Friday, same time, same channel, which is at 12 p.m. Eastern. We'd love to have you. Thank you for all the comments. And don't forget that you always got to go over to the Pop Sports Network. There's always something there. But weekend words, let's start with you, Woody. What do you got? Weekend words.
So my comfort show to watch is The Office. And, I just got to the end again, right? So I watched the finale literally last night. And Andy Bernard, one of my favorite quotes is, I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. So here's a chance for you to create some good old days this weekend. Have a good old weekend, all right? That you can look back and say, that was a good time.
Like this guy. Giovanna, weekend words.
I will start by saying this. I'm going to my first Grand Prix this Sunday, the Arlington Grand. Actually, not my first Grand Prix. Not only is it that, but it's the first Grand Prix in Arlington, Texas, right in front of Jerry World. They built a track down there. I've interviewed the president of Arlington Grand Prix on my show BTS on YouTube. Make sure you go follow and listen to it. So I'm very excited for that. One thing I will leave y'all with is I know we talk about sports, we talk about guys are gonna go easy on my white boys in the NFL, but just remember that these people are humans too, and although we talk and we joke about them, what they do at the end of the day is something a lot of us can't even fathom and can't even do. So just remember that these athletes are humans and we love them. That's why we're blessed and honored to get to talk about them on platforms like this.
There we go. Fantastic. Gene?
I was going to just mention Giovanna's show, and I was going to mention everybody that on here has other things. And so I wanted everybody to give a quick shout out to their other projects. We'll start with Giovanna because she's new here. Her behind the sports show, you can see the little poster behind. She is phenomenal on that. You guys need to make sure you go check that. And there's not a better sports or a better New York Jets show than you can find with Take Flight Talk with Woody, with Abby. He's doing his thing over there, so make sure you go check that out. And now Nigel has another show that it's not in sports, but it's freaking real cool for like anyone that is into old school comics, cartoons, G.I. Joe. I was entertained for a while, watched it. I didn't get to watch the whole episode, so I got to go watch it and finish it. But I would love it if Nigel basically just explained. Was it Joe's Before Bros?
Joe's Before Bros. Yeah.
I love it, man. Love it. I would learn things about G.I. Joe that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I gotta say one other thing, Nigel. I love your name because I feel like it's such a cool name, Nigel, right? But as we always know, I call you Nigel a lot. I realized that doesn't work in text because I went to text you the other day and I wrote, "Hey, NIG," and I wrote out the whole text, and I scanned my text to make sure I don't have any things, and I said, "Wait a second, that's not going to work in writing. It's not going to sound the same." So I have to. So it doesn't work. So I have to write out the full 5-letter word now, not a name, Nigel. Yeah. So if I've ever done that in the past, not realizing it, apologies, because I realized it the other day. I'm like, I've never done that before. Because I don't mean that. I mean,
no, of course you don't.
I mean, Nige. You know what I mean? So
it reads as Nige. It's fine.
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, Nige.
I feel like your parents did that on purpose. Said, we're gonna trap some white boys. We're gonna get them when people start texting. But all kidding aside, all three of you guys have fantastic projects. I love it. So make sure everybody go check them out and spend some love over there as well.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Gene has been the mastermind to not only the Pop Off, but to the Pop Sports Network. So shout out to you, my guy. Yes, we have all these other projects on the side.
I'm lucky to have a lot of help, and I'm just kind of spearheading it. But
amazing.
But yeah, and we got more coming on. We got, like I said, we got a contest coming up for some Magic tickets. Yeah. We have we celebrate our 1-year anniversary in May for the channel. Not so much that's our show. We were on hiatus for a while. But there's a lot of other people that have put a lot of work behind the scenes with input. So and even our good friend Caleb is a big part of it. So he's the one that I still speak to all the time about what direction for stuff, and he's constantly letting me know, try this, try that. So yeah, it's I can't wait to have him. I know he'll be back on here and there. So I can't wait to have him back. But there's a lot of other people that are putting in big time work. So I really appreciate everybody. It's all of us, really. So,
and that is a perfect segue into. Oh yeah, and that's right. So tune in Sunday night 9 p.m. bracket breakdown bonanza with Dustino. One of the other.
So yeah, he's typically on Fridays. He's going to be on Saturday this specific weekend, so he can go over his selection Sunday.
Cool. So, there you go. So make sure to tune in once again, the Pop Sports Network. And hey, man, that was a perfect segue right into what I want to say before we get out of here. Hey, there's been a lot of love on this show, not only throughout, but right here at the end. And it's fantastic. We've never met each other in real life, and I cannot wait until we do. At least I haven't met you guys in real life, and I can't.
You know what's crazy is, Nigel, how long have we've known each other? Probably for like 5-6 years, I feel like.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 for sure. Yeah, because I think it was just before just in the before times, just before things went bonkers. Yeah, I think so. So hey, man. So I'm gonna say this. Hey, if you love somebody, just tell them. Just tell them you love them. You know what I mean? And whatever version manifests through you, if it's a high five, it's a hug, if it's a kiss on the cheek, whatever works for you, just make sure you show that you love and appreciate that person. And from me to you, we love you a bunch. Thank you once again for listening, to chatting, to being here with us at the Pop Off. Enjoy your day, but have an even better weekend. We will talk to you next week. Peace.